Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. This is my fourth live of the day, honey, and I am tired. But this is my review for Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 2 of the new season in Potomac, okay? But y'all know first things first, please make sure that you have done a couple of things like subscribe to my channel, okay, to become out JayBird, and okay? Do not forget to also like the video because it's free 99. You can always like because you just supposed to because you like me. You can also comment in the comment section because it's a conversation that we're having here, and that's the fun part. You can also share the video on your social media by hitting the share button and always relax and relate and release. Center yourself and everyone around you, and also inhale and exhale because you've done 4 lives today and you're tired. I have not done 4 lives in a long time. You can also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner. Okay, everywhere. Okay, that's what it is. But yes, I am here. I'm probably gonna be popping in and off camera because again, I'm tired, y'all. But thank y'all for being here. Let's get into. I did growing up hip hop today. I did ladies who list today. I did married at first sight today. So make sure to go back and watch those lives, okay? And I hope this might be just as short as my ladies who list review. Okay, I'm going through my notes and that's it. Okay, so yes. Let's hope we can get on through this real quick. Okay, but hey to the live watchers and also thank y'all to the ones who be watching the read of the play. Okay. Um, so for the most part, okay, we know the people, okay, are here trying to be ready to love, but we're gonna see if they really are, okay? And so we still have, our people, Clifton and Ace and Laverne, Paul, Joy, Wiley, Precious, Demetrius, Tiffany, Tori, Dakia, and Sabrina. Okay, these are the folks that we have around here. Now at the little mixer, okay, Tommy lets everybody know that hey, we're gonna have a little mix up of things. We're gonna add 2 people to the mix. Okay, so 2 people, a man and a woman, will be added to the cast. And what's gonna happen is 2 of the people will be going on blind dates. Okay. So we find out that he picked Ace and Laverne, who are at the top. Okay. Ace and Laverne will be going out with the man and the woman, so they'll be the first to meet them. And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool or whatever. But at the end of this week, a man will have to send home one of the ladies and whatnot. So we do see everybody still mixing and mingling for the most part. And nothing really happened. We do see a little thing with Clifton and Joy, where it seemed like Clifton, I guess, has not had any time that day to talk to Joy. But I don't get how that's possible because if she's your strongest connection and you like her so much, I'm like, why did you not go and talk to her? Okay, don't wait till the end of the day. Okay, when everybody's trying to go home and then say, well, Joy, now I want to talk to you because I ain't talked all day. Well, you been all day, Clifton. Who you been talking to? Because it wasn't me. Okay, it wasn't me. Um, but we shall see what happens with them. But she did say she liked how he was like showing that he really wants to be around her and he gonna talk to her no matter what. I'm like, he could talk to you all day, but he didn't. We're gonna leave that be. Okay. Now we see Laverne meets with the newbie, Carmen. Okay. Carmen, as we see, is 43. She's a brand management seat. She's in brand management since she's a CEO. And so they have a little date, okay, her and Laverne. And I was like, she has blonde, not blonde, but she had blue contacts. I was like, hmm, blue contacts. Okay, I'm gonna let it be, but I don't like it. And they were talking or whatever. They had a lot of things in common. Laverne liked how Carmen, looks amazing. Her body was banking, she real thicker than a snicker or whatever. But Laverne thicker and thicker too. So again, they both discuss how they both have been married before and are divorced. It's funny how the show now is bringing on more divorced people when before they could not be divorced, but now everybody been married and divorced. Okay, can leave that be too. But they're both been married and divorced. He has two daughters, she has one son, and they're both open to being married again. And they vibe really well. It was very flirtatious too. Laverne feel like she's gonna be in my top, okay, based on this amazing conversation we had. Um, and how he felt like because he know he can be a lot, she can handle him. And I was like, And while she said, I like him too, but I'm gonna also have to meet other people because I can't put all my eggs in this basket, okay? And I was like, well, I guess so. Hey, we back. Yes, we are back. This is gonna probably be my last live of the day. I'll end up having to do love during lockup and a gossip chat tomorrow because yeah, I'm tired. I'm loving these lives today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Clifton was waiting for the cameras. Oh, maybe so. Okay. I like Clifton. I like him too, but I was like, sir, talk to her sooner. Laverne offered up the up. Right, he did offer up his butt. But as she said, he's very proud of his body. So I think he just likes people oogling and ogling all over his body. Yeah, she stuck in the 90s like Kenya Moore with these color contacts. Um, he kept forcing on her physical, but hopefully he'll be into the parts of her. They're both Air Force. I He was, I think, when he first saw her, but I like how at the end he did say that he like her in general. But I was like, I don't know. Be it the blue contacts kind of threw me off. I'm looking like if she like it, I love it, but I don't like it at all. But that's on that lady. Now we then seen Ace who met with the newbie Cornelius. I'm like, not another Cornelius, but the name, not the person. Okay, he don't seem nothing like last season's Cornelius. He seems far from it. I don't think anybody is like last season's Cornelius. He is 41. He's a real estate investor, and him and Ace met up. Ace really has this soft spoken yoga. I am calm. I am cool. I am collectedness to her. Real soft like and whatnot. Okay. Um, Now he brings up how he's never been married before, but he was on bullshit in the past. However, he's went to therapy to get himself together because he was not, the best person and whatnot. Okay. And I like how he spoke on how important mental health was. He said, because as Black people, we've all been through something. So we all have a form of PTSD. He's really into, mental health and people getting themselves together. And I think he's a very handsome man. I think he's like a little teddy bear, okay? Little Teddy Rupskins. And I like it, okay? I like how his voice. He's a very deep voice. And I was like, hey, Cornelius, or whatever. Now, he also brought up how he thinks sex is a priority in a relationship. And people who don't understand that, it's kind of crazy. Okay, he said life was too short for bad sex. Okay, get it together, know your worth. I was like, well, okay, okay. He was like, I'm just gonna say what it is, and he didn't say it in like some like asshole type way. It was like he like you should have good sex. Like ain't nothing wrong with that. Now for me, they both vibed real well, so I like how he came in, but again, it wasn't much. Okay, it wasn't much at all. This will probably be another quick live, y'all. And I'm kind of happy about that. Okay. Um, Now we see Paul. Y'all know I don't like Paul. Y'all know I can't stand Paul. Okay, I want Paul to go home immediately, but for some reason, production just will not let him get out my face. Okay, see, I like A. She has a soft, calm, feminine energy. She does, and I like that. And I think, but I also think she has to show more of herself. But we're gonna see that, within the episode. But when Paul goes out with Joy, I was like, why is Paul going out with Joy? Joy, why would you give this man any attention? No one should give Paul any attention because I'm so mad at him for talking to Ace crazy about her being married 10 years ago. Okay. But he brings up how he really likes Joy. He told Joy before that, I like you. Okay, and I'm gonna pursue you. And while some women love that, they usually love that from a guy who is someone they're interested in. Okay, you do want someone that you're interested in to consistently pursue you. Okay, but that isn't Joy. I don't think it is. But she brings up how like she really likes Clifton, but she's not gonna put all her eggs in one basket. She wants to get to know other people too, and that was smart. Okay, Paul wasn't that bad this episode. I mean, he wasn't, But I have not forgave him yet. Okay, I need about 2 more episodes of him not being an asshole before I can say, okay, Paul not that bad. But Paul rubbed me the whole wrong way the first episode. Now I'm not over it yet because I'm stubborn. Okay. Um. So while talking, he asked her about because she's a singer, and so like you're always traveling on the roads, and for also so you don't like be in one place. He says, so like, how would you, think about like settling down, like, with your career? And Joy was like, look, uh, hearing the word settling down, thinking about being in one place, makes me cringe. And I was like, really? Okay. So for me, it's like, is a part of her thing gonna be I need someone who's gonna understand that we may be like moving around a lot. Like she does not want to be in one place here, there, or at all. But I was like, I don't know about that. And for him, for me, I want to have a wife. I want to be able to, settle down. She's like, oh, you want to be married? He's like, well, yeah. So it's funny. I was like, I don't think y'all gonna match up because what she want, he don't want, and what he want. So I'm like, that's not gonna be a good match. And she brought up how like Paul seems cool. Okay, however, my interest is elsewhere. Okay, I would not be him. Um, Dating would be more enjoyable if more men did chivalry and pursue women. This is very true. Absolutely. Um, Joy is smart for being open to getting to know more people and not just Clifton. She is very smart, and even though Paul rubbed me the wrong way, she still gave him a chance. But she still realized, okay, this isn't it. It's gonna be somebody else. Okay, I'll meet you there. Yeah, give me about 2 episodes on Paul, and he may not be the ass I thought he was. Now we see Clifton on a date, with the kid. hmm I liked her outfit too. Little fatigue, little heel, little tank top, whatever, for real cute. Because he brought up how they had chemistry, but he didn't have time to like fill it on out. So let's have a little date here together and see where that chemistry can go. And when his first question they showed him ask her was, how does she feel about premarital sex? And I was like, why are you asking her about premarital sex already, sir? Like, sir, calm down. Just stop. Now, she's like, well, I would want it because I want to be able to test out, the situation before I'm involved in a situation. And I was like, well, at least she was honest. Okay, at least she's saying, yes, I want the penis before we get married because I want to know what's going on in your pants. Now, for me, I do feel like she likes him. And yes, he likes her. But his thing is, like, I have fun on the date with her. Like, she can be fun. But my number one is Joy. I want to be sure no, not the Kai, it's the Kia. The Kia dates somebody else because he not gonna want to be with her for real. And I don't want her putting all her interest in him. And we now know she gonna be fun for me, but I still want to be with Joy. So I'm like, the kid, please talk to whoever else. ASAP. Okay. Now we had a little group date with Precious, Tiffany, Cornelius, Paul, and then Sabrina. That was a really weird group of people, but I guess so it is what it is. And for the most part, we seen Precious and Paul talking and whatever. And he was like, she asked him if he feel like he can be like rigid and guarded. He's like, well, yeah, I do. He said, but I have a tactfulness with me with my approach. You know what I'm saying? And because some people like a bit of sugar with they salt. I was like, okay, Paul, whatever, if you say so. But Precious likes Paul. I was like, really, Precious? You like Paul of all people? But I'm like, if she like it, I love it. Even if I don't. And let me see, bringing up sex early is turn off for me, but the Kia replied like she's down, but take your time. Take your time. Okay. Now with this little date right here, a situation, it was weird for me. Even though Paul and Precious were having a good time together, Cornelius talking with Tiffany and Sabrina, not so much. Sabrina didn't say much within the conversation. She kind of walked away. But Tiffany and Tiffany and Cornelius talking, and Tiffany was asking him what do you want in life? Like, you want a partner, like a life partner, or you want like a wife, like a long term, girl, or whatever. And he was like, well, I'm open to whatever. He said, because some people don't really want to be married. So I'm open to whatever, the person I'm with wants. And while he did not say, yes, I want marriage, he did not say, no, I don't want marriage. Tiffany was like, I want a husband. Okay. So I want to put it, I want a husband or whatever. And he like, oh, well, okay. And so at that point, both of them was like, you know what? This is not going to work. We don't vibe that well. And for her, she's like, well, what I'm saying? I just know what I want. You know what I'm saying? And I would not want a second date with him. Mainly because she felt like he playing games and um because he didn't say, yes, I want to get married. She's like, I don't want to deal with you at all. Yeah, they weren't dressed for ping pong. I don't know what they were dressed for. I don't know what Paul told them they were doing, but I was like, I guess so. Um, Girls is weird. And for him, Cornelius, he said he felt like Tiffany's approach was a bit negative. How she wasn't really open to a conversation. She wants a husband and that's what it is. Other than that, don't talk to me. And I was like, I guess so. And then when Tiffany then went over to talk to Paul and was saying with Precious or whatever, she still was a little bit like standoffish or whatever, or like kind of matter of factly, like, why are you questioning me? Why are you talking to me? Because Paul was asking her questions. And Paul thing was, but I have to get to know you. So I have to like ask different questions or whatever. And I'm like, okay, Paul was right. He, wanted to get to know her, but sometimes you don't want to answer all of the questions. I think the thing is, Tiffany don't want to deal with anybody who she don't like. So if she don't like you, whatever you're doing that she don't like, it aggravates her. So she don't like Cornelius. She don't like Paul. So either them trying to question her and talk to her, she's like, I don't really care. Okay. I respect Tiffany for stating what she wants. Clifton's response is why some women settle. They're afraid of pushing him away. With what's wrong with the marriage, man? But no, she was talking to Cornelius. Um, but it's like she didn't say, "Do you want a wife?" She said, "What are you open to?" But he said both. So it's like my thing is, he wasn't saying, "I don't want to get married." He was saying, if the person I'm with doesn't want to get married, then I would be fine with that. But if they do, I'm cool with that too. So I got him saying he was okay with either, but I also didn't mind her saying, well, I want specifically this. So that's why I said for them two, they just didn't mesh. But with her and Paul, she was mad that he was even asking the questions. I'm like, why are you mad at that man? It's a date. What are y'all supposed to do? Um, I don't think Tiffany stating what she wants was negative. Clifton just didn't seem like he wants marriage. Just say you want two different things. Well, I think that's what it was. They don't mesh. They don't mesh at all. Paul was right. I'm like Tiffany. This is fast paced. You know. But that it was a weird date to me with all them people. I'm like none of y'all really even like each other. So why y'all here? And then the second little date we had Clifton, Troy, Joy, Ace, and then newbie Carmen. And it was hilarious that Clifton was like, Carmen's body's amazing. Like she looks so cute. But she got these blue contacts. It's like looking at Jesus. And I'm like, not Jesus, not Jesus. So that made me laugh because even I said, why is she wearing blue contacts? Because she has blue contacts on the show. In her confessional, she has her regular eye color. But I'm like, you really around here walking around in blue contacts? Like we know them not your eyes. We know that. Just like, okay. Um, they were playing golf. Carmen then has Clifton come hold her hair, saying, "Oh, I forgot my clip. Can you hold my hair while I hit this little play?" And I'm like, "Cool, flirt, flirt, flirt." But what offended me with her is her saying, "Well, yeah, I did that so he can touch my hair so he can know it's real because not many women on this show have real hair." And I was like, "But why does that matter? Why do you have to say you want a man to touch your hair because the other women on the show don't have, their real hair?" But I'm like, first of all, ma'am, let's see. Okay. Let's see. These are the people. Ace has locks. Joy has locks. I think Sabrina has her own hair, and she was that could only be put to Precious, Tiffany, and the kid. But I'm like, but what does it matter if other women don't have their natural real hair when you walk around here in blue contact lenses that ain't your real eyeball color? So that kind of made me mad because it's like, why even bring it up about other women in their hair? Let them wear their hair how they want to wear their hair. It was like aggravating to me that she said, because I'm like, not because not many women here have real. I was like, hell for what? What is So that made me mad. The hair comment was whack. I know plenty of women who have ton of real hair underneath their right underneath the wigs. Okay. Um, if this isn't a marriage-minded show, then OWN needs to explicitly say that so all parties involved know the intent of coming not on, not for them. But this is what I think people are confusing. Ready for Love isn't a marriage show. So I don't get why anyone would assume it's a married show. This show is for you to find someone you can start dating and then see what happens. Some people may not want to be married. Some people may want to have life partners or whatever it may be. But I don't think everyone coming on the show should be like, yes, I'm coming here to get married. Um, because it's only 8 weeks of filming, and it's to find a connection. No one on this show is going to be like, you know what, let's go get married tomorrow. But the conversation of who does or does not want marriage is fine. I don't think anyone assumes that this is a married type show because each season it's never been about that. The show has never been geared or advertised as this is a show to get people married. They've always said this is a show to introduce singles to be able to date and see where that goes. Some of them date. I think only one or two couples have gotten engaged to be married, but you never know what's going to happen. This show isn't any different than dating in real life. You can meet someone and it doesn't work out. You can meet someone and it does work out. But the thing is, each person has to say what they want. If you want marriage, that's fine. But you can't be upset if someone else does not want to be married right now. They want to at least have some kind of serious relationship and see where it goes. So I think everyone's understanding of what they want is what's important. OWN isn't saying, come on the show, y'all can get married. And then they cast people who don't want to get married because that's not what they do. But that's my opinion. Okay. That's how I feel. But let's move on from that. We do see how Clifton brings up on the little 5 people date or whatever, how he was married, he's been divorced for 2 years or whatever, and how he's been working on himself this whole time. We even see Ace who kind of walks off a little bit because again, she not really around wrong thing. We see Ace who goes to the bar because she feel like they doing other things and she trying to be chilling. And when Clifton comes over to just check on her, she's like, well, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. But again, she's very quiet. So I think they're trying to figure out what she's about besides yoga. what is it besides yoga? But it was cute seeing Joy, who said, I will be open to a date with Troy. Troy asked her something about if she wants her cervix tilted. Was it her cervix? No, her kidneys. I was like, sir, first of all, don't be talking when you walk. I was like, I cannot believe. He said, I was like, do you want it to touch your kidney? I'm like, no one wants anything to touch our kidneys. It's like, that's not what we want. But it gets on my nerves. I'm like, it is what it is. But Clifton said how he feels he still wants, to deal with Joy. Even though, he's talked to everyone else, Joy is still his number one. And I'm like, well, I guess so. We do see all the men meet up in the lounge to discuss who they like, who they do not like. Now, Troy says Sabrina and Joy is who he's had the best connections with, and Clifton says his date with Dakaya went really, really well. So that's cool. We all know he still wants Troy as number one. Wiley brings up, because did he go on a date? Wiley was also on a date, and I completely forgot. But it's like he was on a date. Who was he on a date with? Honey, I don't know. But Wiley brings up how he likes the Kaya and Tiffany. and how amazing Tiffany is. And he, Tiffany, Tiffany, Tiffany. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. Um, because I was like, I don't know. Now, for who they do not like, Laverne says he did not like Sabrina. He said this wasn't a connection. Paul say Tiffany because she just wouldn't or couldn't answer questions that he was asking on the date. How she just seemed like she didn't want to give up anything or whatever because he may figure something out. And I was like, well, sir, don't do that. Clifton says Tiffany as well. Cornelia says Tiffany because he said, I felt like she had a narrow definition of what she wants. She said she wants a husband. And again, Cornelius and Tiffany just did not mesh. Okay, at the end of the day, that's what it was. And Troy said Carmen. And I'm like, it probably was the blue eyes. So no, I don't think I just the blue eyes was weird to me. We're gonna leave that be as well. Now Demetrius said the Kia. He's in the wrong name, the Kia. Um, Wiley brings up how, Ace, because all she talks about is yoga. They keep saying all she speaks about is yoga. And I'm looking like, does she really? Is that really all she talk about? But Laverne then defends Ace and say, Ace is amazing. Ace is love. Like Ace is the epitome of a phenomenal woman. She's like Oprah and Michelle about. He just put her up on his whole pedestal. But I'm looking like, but do you want to date her? Like you can talk her up that heavy, but if you don't want to be with her, then what's going on? Because like he didn't say he liked her. You said Sabrina. Not Sabrina. He said he may not. Maybe he's saying we don't know. But again, Laverne, like y'all ain't gonna get my ex up out of here. No, she's great, 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 great. I'm like, if you say so. So the man was like, look, well, we didn't get that vibe from her. Like, so I don't know if that's really how she is. But again, we're gonna leave that be. So we then see the men have to meet up with two people, okay, to say who's going home. And we see, Paul meets up with Tiffany, and then we seen Wiley met up with Ace. And the chemistry between Wiley and Ace, I was like, they have a little connection. I was like, it was like like a something between them. Was like, is they gonna kiss? What's gonna happen? I don't know. But again, he just tell her like, look, the guys talked, and we need you to know that we need to see more of you, like of who you are, like, because the amount of communication we had today and how I got to know different parts of you today is what we need to see from you, like on the show. And she said, okay, she get it. Damn net in my face. She get it and that'll be fine, and she will show more of herself and be a little bit more open and less guarded to see what's going on. Now let's get to Tiffany and Paul. So again, the women was like think it was a regular date, and so when she brought up how we get me and Paul, things didn't go good before, but maybe can go better now. And then he again starts like asking her questions just to talk to her. And why are you asking me questions? Like, why do you keep doing that or whatever? I don't want to answer any questions. Why can't we talk about your day? Like, do you want to travel? Do you have a passport? But I'm like, Tiffany, you're asking him questions. So how are you upset that he wants to ask you questions, but you're asking him questions about what y'all can talk about? So it was like, again, I feel like if she don't like a person, that aggravates her, and that could have been, the reason she was acting that way towards him. But I was like, girl, please stop. And he like, well, I feel like when just have these fluffy conversations, like it's this fluff. And she said, yeah, I like fluff. He's like, okay, well, the men talked, we had a conversation, and the men came to the conclusion that you're not ready to love. She was like, she said, who ain't ready to love? And he was like, you. And she was like, am I getting sent the fuck home? And I was like, the fact that she was completely shocked that she was there in her little tennis skirt. She was dressed like it was the 80s for one. So I was like, girl, I guess so. But she was confused and shocked that she was the one being sent home. And I was like, okay. And he like, well, let me get a hug. She's like, I don't want no hug. She's like, you know what? Do I look bothered? Because I'm not. I'm like, not. No, you could not do that. That is New York. Do I look bothered? Because I'm not. Okay. There is nothing I would do differently. They were just jealous that I didn't, connect with them. And that's why they sent me home. And I was like, Well, yeah. I was like, oh my God. It's so weird. It was just weird how she reacted. Tiffany was tripping. She said she wants the fluff. I was like, over a man truly getting to know you. Say what now? Right. I was like, what's going on here? These were the most awkward elimination days ever. Wiley and Ace wasn't awkward when they were talking and communicating, but when he like got up and went and like stood next, I'm like, why would you stand up for? You know, but I also like that Bobby told her that he wants to also date her. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Um, they were just staring into it was like they were gazing at each other. Okay. Black love. It was cute. Um, I'm glad Ace is on the show. I think her positive energy will be nice. I do too. Tiffany's outfit was weird. It was from the 80s. I think Tiffany was asking questions as an example of what he does. Yeah, but it's like if you want, it's like it's weird to me when people say, "Well, don't ask me questions because I don't want to answer questions." If we're gonna talk, I have to ask you stuff to get to know you. Now, maybe I don't have to ask a question, but if I ask you a question that you don't answer, that then turns into a conversation, what am I supposed to do? Usually that's what happens. You ask someone a question, and then out of that question, a conversation starts. But if I ask you a question, you never answer it at all, we can't have a conversation because you ain't there shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. But again, Tiffany went home. Tiffany is out. Ace is still in, and I'm happy about that. Okay. But guess what, y'all? That's the whole review. Honey, we are done for the day. Okay. I told you I've been in reviews all day. Okay, I am tired. So, thank y'all for tuning in. Do not forget to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner. Y'all know to subscribe to my channel because that's the thing to do. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I will do a live for Love during lockup, and I will have a gossip chat live sometime tomorrow as well because there's things to be discussed. Other than that, I'm going to go to sleep eventually because it's been a long day. I love you all. Gotta go. I will see you when I see you. Peace.